As Liam and Hope's wedding gets underway, Taylor gives an agitated Sheila a stern warning. Hope, Liam, Beth, and Kelly welcome Douglas back from Paris to be a part of their special wedding day at Bill's house. The children are reminded by Hope and Liam that this day is all about them and how proud they are of them. When Brooke walks in, Ridge is contemplative and seated at the desk at Forrester. She tells him she's headed to the wedding and that Hope will miss him. She hightails it out of there after they kiss. Steffi comes upon her dad and asks why he's not at the wedding. Ridge didn't feel like going after the retirement debacle. Besides, he didn't want to see Bill. They discuss the wedding, and Steffi remarks that Hope's heart is in the right place. For herself, she wants the best for Liam. Ridge finds out that Sheila didn't come. As her father keeps moping, Steffi asks if he's spoken to Eric. Ridge hasn't and knows he hurt him. Steffi understands he had the best intentions. Ridge didn't want to be let down. Talks before the wedding back at Bill's place. The man himself hugs his grandchildren as Will and Electra arrive. Will chides Liam about his big day, and Bill chortles about the Spencer men. Bill declares the obvious. It is Liam's wedding day, and they are all thrilled for him. Deacon and Deke arrive and greet the kiddos. Deacon walks over to Liam and sternly requests to talk to him. He shakes Bill and the groom's hands, as it turns out he was laughing. Brooke arrives, heads upstairs, and gushes and coos with the Logan women as they help Hope get ready for her latest nuptials. Sheila's instability when Sheila walks into Taylor's office and asks for advice. Taylor is shocked. She tries to fend her off, but Sheila begs her not to put her off on today of all days. Pacing, Sheila rants about not being invited to Hope and Liam's wedding. Taylor can tell that this is making her sad. Sheila confirms that being excluded when her husband is the father of the bride really hurts. Sheila begins by describing her transformation. She wants to be a wife Deacon can be proud of. She's tried so hard. This has set her back to feeling shunned and excluded. Taylor listens as Sheila laments not being on Deacon's arm today. Will she ever be a part of his family's life? Almost time. Deacon inquires as to Liam's nerves as he is pacing in front of the fireplace back at Bill's house. Simply put, Liam is extremely eager to marry Hope. Deacon grunts. For the last time, right? It will, Liam says. They hold hands. Upstairs, the Logan sisters fuss over Hope's hairstyle, take selfies, and make heartfelt speeches to the bride. Finally, it's time to get her into her dress. Bill is informed by Liam downstairs that Wyatt has sent his apologies for not being present. The groom enthuses about reuniting his family today. He's never been more ready. The last scenes, Taylor thinks Sheila shouldn't be surprised that she wasn't invited to the wedding at her office. Sheila is though she even saved Steffi's life, and she's still persona non grata. I ought to have been with Deacon. Don't. Taylor warns if she considers attending the wedding. Keep away. For your own sake and everyone else's. He tells Liam yet again how much he admires him, and how much he loves his family at Bill's house. They embrace. The bride's closeness to being ready is announced by Electra. Will tells her she's the most beautiful woman there as they take their seats. At the fireplace, Beth joins Liam. Katie and Donna appear and take their seats. Bill tells Katie she's absolutely stunning. Brooke squeezes Deacon's hand before taking her seat. Deacon exclaims, "Don't make me cry," as Hope appears. Liam breaks down in tears as Douglas plays the wedding march, and Deacon leads Hope through the living room and gives her to him. Beth tells her mommy she's beautiful. "Are you ready to get married?" Hope replies, "Yes, I am." They all beam expectantly. According to the spoilers for Wednesday, December 10th, an episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan and Liam Spencer's wedding will begin while Taylor Hayes warns Sheila Sharp not to interfere. For starters, Liam and Hope's marriage festivities will kick off at the Spencer mansion, where Beth Spencer will have a wonderful day planned for the bride, groom, and all their guests. Beth will look forward to serving as the officiant on this special occasion, which will include Douglas Forrester's return. Douglas won't want to miss Hope's big day, so he'll come home to watch her tie the knot with Liam. Beth, Douglas, and Kelly Spencer will all be at the nuptials, so Liam and Hope will be delighted to have the three of them there to cheer them on. Hope and Liam will also enjoy some pre-wedding rituals as they gear up for their vows, but Sheila will be busy fuming across town. Now that Deacon Sharp has given Sheila updates on the guest list, she knows she's not on it. Sheila will still be hurt and livid over the news in Wednesday's B&B episode. So she'll ambush Taylor in her office and complain about not getting an invitation. Although Sheila will think she deserves one, Taylor may echo Deacon's view of Liam and Hope getting to decide that. When Taylor realizes Sheila's contemplating the idea of being a wedding crasher, that'll set off some alarm bells. Sheila will slam down a vase as she struggles to contain her rage and will leave Taylor even more unsettled. Taylor will mention that barging in the wedding uninvited would be crazy, so her use of that word will trigger Sheila a bit. Sheila could be teetering on the edge of insane behavior again, so stay tuned to see any trouble ahead. The bold and the beautiful spoilers Taylor will have a hard time dealing with Sheila's fury, but she'll do her best to calm her down on Wednesday's show. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the next 3 weeks, from December 8th to December 26th, reveal that Thomas Forrester returns, honeymooners have a good time, and Sheila Sharp has a hard Christmas. The week of December 8th to 12th contains more strife for Eric Forrester and Ridge Forrester. Everyone has an opinion about Eric's retirement, with Ridge leading the pack of hyenas trying to force the OG to the sidelines. Needless to say, this tense situation demands that the Forresters pick sides. Additionally, the Spencer estate hosted the most recent wedding of Liam Spencer and Hope Logan. The whole gang is there, save for poor Sheila Sharp. Sheila was looking forward to sneaking up on Deacon Sharp, the bride's father. Big oopsie because Sheila is not invited, and this causes the cat to show her claws. This makes Taylor Hayes question if Sheila has changed her stripes. When Sheila wants to crash the wedding, Taylor brings her back down to earth. This does not imply that Sheila heeds her counsel. Meanwhile, Hope is beside herself with her kids Douglas Forrester and Beth Spencer in attendance. Beth is officiating, and we hope Sheila doesn't ruin the girls' big moment. If Sheila decides to crash the reception, you can bet that Deacon hits the roof and questions his commitment to his marriage. If Deacon considers divorce, Sheila could be thrown back into the dark side. Next, during the week of December 15th to 19th, Deacon could turn to Taylor following Sheila's mischief. Will he use her actions as an excuse to give in to Taylor's temptation? Definitely maybe. Elsewhere, Hope and Liam get to spend some private time together and likely discuss honeymoon options. Finally, the week of December 22nd to 26th beckons with festive Christmas parties, and it's time for Thomas to bask in the warmth of his LA family. However, Sheila may not be the same. The more ostracized Sheila becomes, the more dangerous she could turn. According to the most recent spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila's next 3 weeks could be very important. Will she turn to the dark side to deal with her own downfall from grace? Tell us, B&B fans, if Deacon cheats with Taylor, do you think he is justified? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. Show that Hope and Liam's wedding day arrives, but not without some difficulties. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. A new beginning for Liam and Hope. We haven't seen much romance from Liam Spencer and Hope Logan since they became engaged again and started planning their wedding, but their new romantic wedding day has arrived. As a result, it's time to watch the Logan sisters once more adore their niece, as they have done before. Hope never thought she would be marrying Liam again, especially after she divorced him, so she could be with Thomas Forrester, a romance that did not work out despite the couple's enormous popularity with fans. As Thomas sends Douglas Forrester home to watch his mother marry Liam, Hope will at least have her son with her. An uninvited guest? Deacon Sharp can't wait to walk his daughter down the aisle, but he has to break it to his wife that she won't be able to witness it. Despite Sheila Carter doing her best to save Liam's life last summer, he and Hope do not want her at their wedding, so Sheila is not invited. Over the course of the past few years, Sheila has attempted to atone for her numerous sins, but each time she thinks she has made some progress, she suffers yet another setback. When she hears she is not invited to her own daughter-in-law's wedding, that is enough to set Sheila off. Perhaps Sheila has come to the realization that she needs to relax, and as a result, she decides to meet with Taylor Hayes and get some much-needed therapy time. Even if Taylor doesn't invite her, Sheila thinks about going to the wedding anyway, but Taylor tries to talk her out of it. Taylor seems somewhat frightened by how Sheila is acting. She even believed that Sheila had changed, but she realizes that Sheila has extensive mental health issues. Will Sheila end up ruining Hope and Liam's nuptials if Taylor doesn't stop her? Carter Walton has a new lady in his life. The Bold and the Beautiful is moving forward with the Carter and Daphne romance we all seen coming a mile away. Carter doesn't know anything about Daphne Rose's past, and word on the internet is it's coming to town. Is Carter in danger on Bold and Beautiful? Keep reading to find out. Spoilers for the next episode of the daytime soap are below. Daphne's dangerous past. Daphne the Nose Rose was brought to Los Angeles by her pal Steffi Forrester earlier this year. Originally, Daphne was supposed to seduce Carter for the company, but she ended up actually falling for him. Viewers of B&B will recall that Carter proposed to Hope Logan after evicting Daphne. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint sparks will be flying this week between Carter and Daphne. They'll spend a cute Thanksgiving together. But a few months ago, a blind item hinted someone from Daphne Rose's shady past was headed to Los Angeles. What if that storyline is finally coming to fruition, and the blast from Daphne's past is a dangerous ex? On The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter Walton's romances typically play it safe. The big coup at Forrester Creations was the craziest thing the character has done in the past decade. He could be in over his head with Daphne Rose and not even know it. A beautiful and mysterious woman like her probably has been involved with some powerful men over the years. Who is Daphne's family? Other Bold and the Beautiful rumors hint Daphne could have a secret sister or another relative coming to town. Will they have a bone to pick with Carter? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Tease Finn and Steffi learning more about Luna's death than they ever wanted to know. Confession time. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers a guilty Miss Dillon already confessed to Electra Forrester that she was the one who ran down Luna Nozawa, causing her gory death. Electra, on the other hand, is unmoved by it because Luna was not a family member. She was Electra's greatest threat to her life. However, Electra does feel bad for her friend and realizes that confession is good for the soul. Is that why she brings her by Steffi Forrester Finnegan's and John Finn Finnegan's house? Dillon tells Steffi and Finn that she killed Finn's daughter, shocking them both. However, neither one of them was broken up over Luna's death either. Steffi might want to award Dillon a medal for a job well done because they knew who Luna was and what she was. We are not quite sure what the point was in having Dillon kill Luna. So hopefully there is a twist here that nobody sees coming. Katie's growing anger. For some odd reason, Katie Logan is determined to handle the public relations fallout from the Luna mess, despite how personally involved she is with the entire situation. However, seeing how Brooke Logan is fine with a new PR firm handling it all irks Katie. Despite the fact that she is confident in her abilities, she is unable to comprehend why others are attempting to take her place. This causes Katie to start rethinking a few things in life. By reuniting with Dollar Bill Spencer and returning to the Spencer mansion, she is already making a change. No, a wedding is not quite on the horizon yet, but maybe a professional change is. Katie has been stagnant at Forrester Creations for far too long, and now it doesn't even look like anyone has faith in her anymore. Will Katie end up working for Spencer Publications in the end, fulfilling all of Bill's aspirations? As Liam and Hope's wedding gets underway, Taylor gives an agitated Sheila a stern warning, and what begins as a day meant for serenity, healing, and new beginnings slowly unravels into a storm of panic, suspicion, and long-buried resentments bubbling toward the surface, as if the very air around the Forrester estate senses the collision course being charted by fate. The room itself is stunning, white roses cascading over polished oak, flickering candles casting warm accents across soft drapery, and guests whispering in hushed anticipation as they take their seats. Everyone can feel that sense of déjà vu that hangs over any Hope and Liam wedding, the silent wonder of whether this time will truly be the time, whether the pair who have broken up and reconciled more times than anyone can count will finally anchor themselves in a peaceful forever. Hope, radiant in delicate floral lace, does her best to focus on the hopeful energy surrounding her, but beneath her calm exterior, she's battling a swirl of nerves, memories of past heartbreaks, of interventions, of vows lost and regained. Liam, adjusting his cuffs and pacing behind the scenes, is even more visibly unsettled, though he tells himself it's just pre-wedding jitters. Yet he cannot shake the faint tremor in his gut, the one that always warns him when incoming chaos lurks nearby. That inner alarm proves justified when Sheila Carter, Steffi's persistent nightmare, Finn's dangerous biological tether, and the perennial ticking time bomb of Los Angeles, appears near the entrance of the venue, her expression tight, her movements sharp, her eyes scanning the premises like a cornered predator looking for both escape and confrontation. Her presence shouldn't be possible, yet here she is, drawn into the orbit of a wedding she has no business attending, her mind spinning with suspicion she has been building all morning. She paces near the gardens, muttering about secrets being kept from her, about people she cares for being taken away, about the injustice of being quarantined from a life she believes she has earned a place in. Anyone who knows Sheila knows that when she begins spiraling into these fixations, something dangerous is never far behind. Taylor Hayes spots her before anyone else, and from the moment she sees Sheila's rigid posture and burning eyes, she knows she cannot allow whatever Sheila is planning to get anywhere near the ceremony. Taylor approaches her with a calm but decisive stride, projecting the authority she has perfected through years of dealing with crises, some in her patients, some in her own family, and many, far too many, involving Sheila herself. Sheila turns at the sound of footsteps, stiffening immediately when she recognizes the psychiatrist she has come to resent. Taylor doesn't waste time. She steps right into Sheila's line of sight, lowering her voice but sharpening her words. She makes it clear that this is Hope and Liam's day, and Sheila is not to go anywhere near the guests, the chapel, or anyone who might feel threatened by her presence. Sheila bristles, launching into a frantic monologue about how she knows something is being hidden from her, how Finn hasn't returned her messages, how Steffi is poisoning him against her yet again, and how she has the right to know what is going on. Taylor cuts her off with a firmness that leaves Sheila blinking, stunned. Not because she hasn't been reprimanded before, but because Taylor's voice carries an almost maternal ferocity fueled by exhaustion, fear, and the relentless burden of keeping her family safe from this woman. She warns Sheila that whatever fantasy she's constructed about being part of the Forrester world needs to end now, because the wedding will proceed without interruptions, without manipulations, and certainly without the chaos Sheila brings. Sheila, her breathing quickening, tries to twist the situation, insisting she is misunderstood, that she only wants what is best for Finn. But Taylor leans even closer and tells her that this jittery, intrusive behavior is exactly why she is not trusted, why boundaries must exist, and why Taylor will not hesitate to call security if Sheila takes even one step closer toward the ceremony. Inside, the wedding preparations continue, but an undercurrent of unease begins to ripple as word quietly spreads that Sheila is somewhere on the property. Steffi stiffens instantly when she overhears one of the attendants whispering about a woman with dark curls and wild eyes pacing outside. Finn notices the sudden change in his wife's body language and follows her gaze toward the doors, already knowing without being told who is out there. Their entire marriage has been tested by Sheila's obsession, and though Finn has tried repeatedly to set boundaries, Sheila's fixation has only intensified. Finn places a reassuring hand on Steffi's back, promising her that he will not allow Sheila to disrupt the day. But Steffi, always keenly attuned to the shifting emotional weather of the people she loves, can already feel the energy of the day beginning to tilt, as if an invisible tremor is beginning to vibrate beneath the floorboards. Hope, meanwhile, is guided to the bridal suite for a final touch-up before the ceremony. She looks ethereal and glowing, but when she sees Steffi's tight expression, she knows instantly something's wrong. Steffi explains quietly but urgently that Sheila is nearby. Hope's eyes widen. She's had her own brushes with Sheila's madness, and she knows full well how quickly any joyous event can collapse when Sheila is involved. But rather than panic, Hope straightens her shoulders and insists that the wedding will continue. Her voice is steady, not because she is fearless, but because she refuses to let Sheila steal yet another milestone moment from the people she cares about. Back outside, Taylor and Sheila continue their tense standoff. Taylor warns her again to walk away, but Sheila refuses. She insists she senses something big happening inside, something everyone is hiding, something that involves Finn, Steffi, and maybe even the Forresters as a whole. Taylor can see Sheila's paranoia growing, and she knows this is the exact mindset that has led to Sheila's most dangerous actions in the past. Desperate to prevent a meltdown, Taylor shifts her tone, softening it, trying to use her psychiatric training to de-escalate the situation. She acknowledges that Sheila feels excluded, that it must be painful to long for connection and be turned away, but she also emphasizes that trust cannot be demanded. It must be earned, and Sheila has repeatedly destroyed hers. Sheila's lip trembles with frustrated emotion, but instead of letting Taylor's compassion reach her, she recoils from it, interpreting it as condescension. She snaps that Taylor has always wanted to keep Finn from her, that Taylor is jealous of Sheila's biological tie to him.